The lights in the studio felt heavier than usual that night. Chris Cuomo sat across from Anthony Scaramucci, his face a mixture of fatigue and determination. He had been through storms, public battles, family struggles, career upheavals, and so had Anthony. The air between them wasn't just filled with questions and answers, it was thick with the unspoken truth that both men knew all too well: life never moves in a straight line. It bends, it breaks, and sometimes it leaves you gasping for air. Here's the thing about challenges, Chris began, leaning forward, his voice steady but soft. They don't come when you're ready. They come when you're already on your knees. His eyes flickered with memory, as though behind them played a reel of moments he had lived through but never fully escaped. Anthony nodded slowly. That's the truth. When I was thrown out of the White House after 11 days, people laughed. They mocked me. But nobody knew the pain behind that headline. The shame my family felt, the questions my kids asked. It wasn't just about losing a job. It was about losing a piece of yourself, and then trying to find a way to live with that emptiness. The audience leaned in, not because the words were polished, but because they were raw. Both men had felt the crushing weight of public failure. They had tasted humiliation, isolation, and the quiet doubts that sneak into your mind when the spotlight fades. Chris's hand tapped the table rhythmically, as if keeping pace with his own thoughts. When I was suspended from CNN, people said I was finished. They didn't care about the complexities, about loyalty to family, about the impossible choices we all face when blood is thicker than career. I remember lying awake at night, asking myself, am I done? Is this the end of who I am? But here's what I learned: no matter how much you lose, if you wake up the next morning, you still have a chance to fight. Anthony's eyes softened. And that's the difference, isn't it? Some people let the fall define them. But if you choose, the fall can teach you. I used to think success was about the title, the paycheck, the room you were invited into. But when I lost all that, I realized success is about whether you can look in the mirror and still respect the person staring back. There was a silence in the room, the kind that doesn't feel empty but full of the recognition that every single person listening had their own scars, their own private battles. Chris leaned back, a faint smile tugging at his lips. The truth is, life isn't fair. It never was, and it never will be. But if you can take your pain and turn it into empathy for someone else, you win. You may not win in the eyes of the world, but you win in the place that really matters, inside yourself. Anthony laughed softly, shaking his head. You know what my mother used to tell me? Anthony, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen more than you talk. When I hit rock bottom, I finally